Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch for you guys today. And there are a lot of buyouts that I'm not seeing other market watchers cover. So here I am today on a Friday, gonna give you that good stuff. But before we begin, no, I'm not gonna ask you to hit that like button. You probably thought that was what's coming up, and you're kind of right. But it's actually me giving back to the community. Now, I went over Zodiac Barrage, and this card is bought out. There's one here for $5.50, but it's like an $8 going up to a $9 card. And I had quite a few of these, so I said, you know what? Let me give away one Zodiac Barrage to one lucky winner here. All you have to do is, first of all, this is your US only giveaway. So if you're in Europe or somewhere else, I apologize. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is hit that like button, subscribe, and then let me know in the comments section below either a prediction for this ban list or a card you want me to go over next market watch, or both. Now, doing both does not increase your chances of winning at all, but the winner will be announced on the community tab in about a week and a half. Give people some time to enter, right? Anywhere from a week and a half to 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for me posting on the community tab for this giveaway. Also, check out TCG Creator. All the cards that go over are here, and whenever you click them, it uses actually my affiliate link in the description below, which is awesome. But if you're buying any cards off TCG Player, use my affiliate down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Check out Whatnot as well. If you use my link and register, you could get $15 on your next purchase, and you could buy probably 2 copies of Zodiac Barrage for free over there, or any other Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You have $15 to credit, and they have other card games and other hobbies as well. So you're going to want to check them out. Thank you to my YouTube channel members as well. And we're going to get right into this here. So Tenacity of the Monarchs. Also join the Discord in the description below. This is from Structure Deck, Emperor of Darkness. Now, we know that Monarchs got support. A lot of people are like, you know what, why would I play that with Justice Hunters? And the fact that the deck is just not even good enough right now. Right now, though, these are $5. Going up to 6.5, 8, and there's a copy here, a playset for $20. So if you have bulk Tenacities, which I think a lot of people do, you're sitting on a lot of money right now. And the rare from Secrets of Eternity, which is, I guess, considered the max rarity technically, these are $10 for your first editions, going up to 12 and bottoming out at $20. If you actually go over the mega pack, by the way, because it does have this version, these are already $20 here, and people are buying them at 10 and 15 here. That is just wild to me. That is kind of crazy. So go through your bulk, get these, and call it a day, because this is definitely one of those bulk cards you want to sell right now. Again, not a financial advisor though. This is all just for entertainment purposes. Succumbing Song Morganite. Every time I look at this card, I want to call it like succumbing or succumbing. I don't know why. I just want to mispronounce this word. And if you've been a fan of the channel, you know that I cannot speak English, right? I like to say Testana instead of Testina, right? And I'm going to say Testana a million times in the future. It just is what it is. But this is a card where I told people, look, it got bought out at $3. Then they went down to $1, $1.50. I said it'll probably go back up once we get the more of the Morganite support, because a lot of people have been labbing with this deck, and a lot of people like it as an actual rogue deck, which is really funny, because as an old school player, when people say rogue, I think stun, and that hasn't, and rogue has not met stun in at least about a decade of Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to say right now. And it's so funny that we're finally coming back to base, right? We are finally returning to monkey, if so, you can say. If you $3, $5 here, going up to $6 here. So they're fives. If you got them at $1, $1.50, or you decide to hold on to them for whatever reason, you got about a close to $6 card now. Not too bad at all. Time Tiering Morganite. Now the secret. Now I love how this card looks. I just want to say that very quickly. Your secrets are $8, $9. These did go down to about 4 5s here. I said, yeah, I'll go back up with the new support, but this card already hit 4 5. This card was like $2, $3. Granted, the super was also $2, $3, and now they're 5 6s. 32 listings here. So keep an eye on that. Now, Pankratops is also a card that is now seeing a lot more play. This card's always been pretty good. I mean, the fact that you can just special it and at any point force your opponent to have to interact with it, or you could beat over something, go to main phase 2, try to make a board, and whenever your opponent does something odd, you can chain Pank, right? And get value out of this card. They're $6 now. Am I shocked at this price? Go up to 7. Not even a little bit. This was always like a $4 card. It was never really exactly a penny stonk, but it was still value. Again, I think these dueling mirror tins really might be the play route. If you didn't see last Market Watch, by the way, this was bought out and they're still, $50 here. Insane to me. This is just too crazy. Temperance of Prophecy. Now, every time I look at this card, I'm always funny because there's like a little red mark here. I know some of you guys watch me while driving or on mobile, so you might not be able to see it, but if you're on PC, you'll be able to see it. This is not your screen. This is just the scan. I always love this. This card is completely bought out at $20-ish here. For your near mids, going up to 25. Now, if you do include, there's no light plays. There's just 0 light plays. I should have known that seeing the mod. But yeah, why is this card getting bought? Because of redo format? Absolutely, right? Because you could play Prophecy in there, and obviously you want to play Temperance. And even if other Zexal formats get popular, you're still going to want to have your copy of Temperance. This card, if I remember correctly, never got cut, but it definitely became, you didn't run 3. Granted, it's been so long since I've actually, seen this deck in play. Unlike Necros, where, they've gone support twice since then, and I actually like Ritual decks, so I revisit it. I've never revisited Prophecy after Dragon Ruler format, so I don't know the exact build and ratios for them. All I know is Judgments +7. That's all I really needed to know. Also, and this card definitely needs a reprint. Also, very quickly, if you guys want to help support the channel, especially because I do want to do more videos, I want to be more experimental, consider being a YouTube channel member. If you become a YouTube channel member, here's what your perks are going to be. And this is for the lowest tier. There's a lot of tiers. There's 2, 5, 10. I personally would recommend a 2 or a 5. $10 if you really like me that much, right? I wouldn't really recommend anything higher than $10, but they're there. And there's, perks, all that. You get access to channel member videos. You get access to emotes as well. Obviously, you guys get the shoutouts, and there is some channel member rewards that I do want to start dishing out eventually. I don't know what those can be yet, but I do want to kind of give back more and more to my channel members. You guys know that that's one of my goals. Somewhere, a few months ago was treat you guys a lot better. One of you guys wants to see a 5 cards having your trade binder on, public for a video. So I'm working on that. So also, you guys have been loving the discussions, like the recent advance failed. This video is kind of late, but it does talk about more in depth about how they're trying to kill older formats, not just what happened the last 2 days, but still, not too bad for a discussion video. So it's nice. But yeah, consider being a channel member. I would appreciate it. Smash that like button, subscribe, and we have a giveaway. So go ahead and join it. Shaddoll Fusion QC. Now I did see House of Champs cover this, and I was like, wow, I got my playset a week and a half before, and I thought I paid a little too much because I think I paid. They were like 13s. I think I got them for 9 or 10 a pop. I think probably 10. And I was like, I'm not saying that was too much, but it is what it is. And now they are $31, $32. Why is this going up? It's because this has actually seen a build with Gem Knight playing it, as well as, I think a little bit of nostalgia because all the Shaddolls are coming up, but I do think it's just because of that Gem Knight build. Your constructs, right? These were about $8, $9. Now they're solid 10, 11 here, going up. Your windows are $10 here. Now, this has gone up not just because of, the Gem Knight build, but because with the new Necros build, they're playing the Nadir package, and you're basically, Maximus is so free in that deck. You can actually play a 1 copy of Schism and actually just send, say, Construct and Opcolite, and then, effect, add Schism, set Schism on your opponent's turn, and then just make a window. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Don't you have Unicorn? I mean, yeah, you do, but it's still good. You know what I mean? It's still good. And, you get to add a Shaddoll Spell Trap, so you do get, like, a card if you need to pitch it or bait, do whatever. It's just something. Shaddoll Dragon, your QC here, is $7, $8, $9 here. This card's been around this price for a while, actually, but, it's neither here nor there. Sky Striker Ace 0. Now, these are $240. Fun fact, actually, my friend was at Nationals, and he wanted to pick one of these up, and they were $200, $205 at the time. And there was a vendor selling it at $300. And he said, hey, you're 100 over TCG. What would you actually want for this card? And they're like, and he said, throw me an offer. He said, okay, it's 200. How about 190? Because he didn't care. He just wanted the card. He got told that's too low. We're probably going to keep it at 300. Now, could it be because they knew the card was going up, or is it because they want to sell a card at 150%? I don't know, but I just found that really, really funny. He was like pretty pissed off for a day or two. And I was like, yeah, high rarity Sky Striker. It's like the one thing I think stores don't mind keeping. But I do want my copy, but I'm not paying this price. Your secret rares, which, fun fact, I only had one real goal at Nationals because I was trading a lot. I brought a lot of my stuff to, trade for what I want to, right? And I was able to get an Ulti Tragodia. I was able to get, a max rarity Malice Core because, everyone's so scared. They just want to trade it off or whatever. I think the guy traded for, I know there was there was an Ulti, what Ulti was it? Oh, so I had a spare Ulti Colossal Fighter. He wanted that, and then he wanted another Ulti. I think it was, I don't know what the other ulti was, but point is that I picked up a lot of great stuff. The only goal I had there was 2 copies of Zero and 2 of the spell regular. Not QC, not Euro QC, not even Euro Secret. I just wanted to play with the fucking card. So I was able to get an Ulti Trag, Max Rarity Malice, and some other awesome goodies, but I couldn't get 2 copies of Sky Striker 8-0. $20, and I still need one. My P.O. box is in the description below. If you guys want to send a copy of Sky Striker 8-0, or you guys want to send me packs to open up on stream, a guy actually at the event, if you watched my last Market Watch stream, actually gave me for my stream. He's like, hey, I'm going to donate my entry packs because these suck anyway. They might be fun to open. We actually pulled a CR, which is really, and a good CR too, which is actually kind of funny. So if you guys want to send anything for donations, it could be an open for a stream, anything. Let me know, and, or you don't have to let me know. You could just send it, leave a note, all that. You can leave in the comments as well, and I appreciate you. Sky Striker Special Maneuver, the Starlight is 100 buckaroos. Is this a lot of money? Yeah, but is it a Sky Striker card that's going to be max rarity? Yeah. Secreterion Dragon here. This is one Dragon Monster, one Spellcaster Monster. I think people are looking at this as a super poly target. This card will lose 100 attack for each of your banished cards. I don't know why it has that effect. Somebody please tell me why they thought that this should be the starter for this card. When you control it, your opponent cannot activate the effects of Special Summon Dragon or Spellcaster monsters they control. So it is a one-sided skill drain. Not even with skill drain because it's the effect. So it's not even on field. It's engraved. So it is basically, it's a complete floodgate against those 2 archetypes. You could target one dragon, one spellcaster monster, graveyard, special summon one if you do place the other at the bottom of your deck. So you could do that as well, but this is a super poly target where if you're playing one of these decks, or there's a deck that plays both, it's going to be good. Right now, they're 42 going up to 50, 75, $90 here. I actually traded for one of these, but it was because I don't even know what the card was, but I was like, you know what? This is a super, I'll have one copy, right? I'd rather just tell people get the Ultra, which I guess we'll look at the Ultra since I do not have it up. And I guess I ended up picking up the QC. I'm like, it's probably going to go down 25, 20. Until it sees play, whatever. I guess it's good I picked that up. The Ultras, they're still like 2s, 2.5s. Not that bad. Medius the Pure. Now, this man looks anything but pure. A lot of you guys are asking, Saki, how should we handle Artmage? Should we get it before it spikes? Do we think it's overhyped? should we get secret Mediuses even at this high of a price? Now, the first thing I'm going to say is Konami finally fixed what they're doing with these giveaway cards at sneak peek. Usually we get a secret turned ultra, which was just stupid. We used to have ultras turned secret, and now I guess Konami's finally realized that's how they should do it. And it's a great idea because this added value to sneak peek, right? If you went there and you got a kit or two just for fun, you could have won like a mat and this card. And this card might be $27 now, but they were selling at $38, $40, $50. I'm going to tell you this. This card's not getting reprinted for a long time. It could get a prismatic secret rare, sure. But in reality, this is going to be the highest rarity besides the QC for this card. People are going to want their secrets to match a lot of the other deck as well. $27. This card is dropping. I would keep a heavy eye on it because if this card starts going higher, I'm not going to be shocked. I could definitely see people spending $35 on this card, $40 on this card because they were spending $40, $50 on this card. The recent sales is not really showing it's showing 35, but it's not showing much more because I'm not signed in, which, you know what, that's my fault. I should have been signed in, I guess. Please revert that change. Please, TCG player. Love you guys. But I think that if we monitor this card, because it does have a lot more listings, 21 here, maybe we could see these go to like 20, 18. And you know what? I think at that point, it's a good gamble to take where there's some risks, extremely high reward. That is kind of how I see Medius the Pure. And then the QC here, 13 listings. You got 90 here, going up to 100. I just think it's a little too much for the QC personally, as that the deck is not doing the best right now. I also want to see what this deck does post Justice Hunters, because if it doesn't do anything, yeah, we're getting another wave of support. Yeah, maybe we can get more support after that. But a lot of people, their patience is going to thin. You know what I mean? So always keep it, think that, hey, Konami has a lot of wasted potential. They're going to probably keep repeating themselves. Like, they have a lot of wasted potential. I really think that, unfortunately, when it comes to TCG exclusives, it's better to bet against than for, because let's say you've been betting against so far, like, let's say the last couple TCG exclusives. I think you won all of them or most of them. Let's say the last like 5, 6 TCG exclusives. Regardless if you bet on this or not, you won the last 5, 6. I know a lot of people are thinking to themselves, but Saki, just because you won 5 or 6 doesn't mean you can't win 6 or 7. You're absolutely right. I would say monitor this archetype so it becomes less of a risk and it becomes the same reward. Thunder Dragon Colossus. So I had a chat with a subscriber in the comment section of my last video. I do love when you guys talk in my comment section. I really, really like it. And so he was saying that, Toss, we've got striker support like 15 times. Even though one in not Battles of Legends Monsters Revenge, but the one before was terrible. Then we also have Orcus support. We had Salamangreat support, right? We had support for all of those decks, and in a pretty major way as well. Thunder Dragon hasn't gotten anything. I think that Thunder Dragon, this is an archetype you're going to want to look at because it's the last archetype of Toss format. It's around the chopping block for support. Now, could we just get it next year? Sure, right? Could we get at the end of the year? Yeah. Now, your QCs are $13. I told people this is the card you're going to want to get at $7. When it came out, I said, you know what? $6, $7, very, very good, right? Maybe they were like $7.50. They're $13, and they've stabilized around there. With the support, it's going to go a lot higher. Now, I did take a look at the ulti, and I said, okay, there's a heavy play for 12. Yeah, that's believable. What are near mints? Like 25, 30s? They're $19, $20, $21. If you do go near mint here, though, instead of that 38, you got 26. Goes up to 25. Hey, $19 for some ulti Colossus, sign me right up. This is a beautiful looking ulti. Beautiful. It really, if you've ever saw this in person, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to grab ultis before we get Thunder Dragon support or for older Toss format, because maybe I think a lot of players might be like, you know what, we don't want to run QCs in Toss format. I could be incorrect. You never know, right? Maybe they'll just get like, rarity secrets and then just original print everything else. But hey, some people might want to be like, you know what, this is the last format where we had ultis, and I think just you know, do we have Starlights back then? Yeah, I think we did. I don't know. No, Soul Fusion. No, we did not have Starlights back then because we had Prismatic Secrets. Oh, fun fact, by the way, and people are gonna be like, no, that's not true. Konami, when we had Starlights, they called them try to call them Prismatic Secrets for a bit, and that's what people called them until we got the official name of Starlight. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you go on like old Rising Rampage videos, you will actually see people calling them that. So it's a fun little tidbit of Yu-Gi-Oh history. Have you guys hit that like button yet, by the way? If you haven't, smash that like button. So I think on the last video, we only got like 54, 55 likes on, not the discussion video, but the Market Watch show. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Consider being a YouTube channel member to support the channel. Join our Discord as well. Hit the notification bell. Check out all the sponsors like TCG Player, all that. TCG Creator, all that. I appreciate you. Thunder Dragon. Now, this is a card that I think was a crime not getting a QC. This would have been a great nostalgia QC. I think that Konami kind of wasted too many dumb meme slots where it's like, yeah, this didn't need to be a QC, right? Like, or, I just think there were better picks. It's like Thousand Eyes Restrict, Thunder Dragon. Right now, without even putting first ed, they're $7. Here's $7.50. These used to be anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe even 5. We went over them when they were 5. Now, if you go first eds, you got 21 listings. So it really does cut it in half, basically. Now you're looking at 8s going up to 12s. You might want to get your Thunder Dragons while you can if you want this card, because if we get the support, this is going to go wild. But I did want a secret rare version of this. I really did. If we got a QC and a plat, I'd call it. But I just want a secret. I really want, like, not a Battles of Legends secret, by the way, because those secrets are different. I want good-ass foiling on this Thunder Dragon secret. I guess I'd take a Battles of Legends reprint if I needed to. And the reason I don't like Battles of Legends secret rares is they look way more bright. It almost feels like they're trying to be... It's a different type of secret rare rather than old school, like the way they do tin secrets, like, or rarity collection secrets. So it's not me just being like a boomer about secrets. They just treat that differently. Gaia Dragon Thunder Charger. This card is going up $45, $60. Is this card going up because of older format? Yeah, but you can also just do stuff where it's like, hey, overlay this and then make Zeus, right? You could also do that, and you can also just make this in certain decks like K9, just to have a bigger monster and then just do piercing. I personally think that's not good, but you could do that, right? But again, people are also doing like, hey, we can overlay and then onto this, maybe do a big attack and then put Zeus on it, right? So right now they're a lot of money. They're $45, $70. This card used to be 20s. I thought it was a little too much for this card, and now they're 40s. So, you get incorrect reads. It is what it is. And then for the last card here, we actually have Diabellstar, the Black Witch QC. These are $68, $69, go up to $70. Very, very, very cheap for this card that we thought would hold 120. So this is definitely a card I am personally hunting. That's just me here. Do we have any buyouts on this front page? It looks like Ray went up. These were like 35, 36. Told people to get them. Now they're like 55s. Okay. That's not buyout, but it's gone up. We got Primal Being. We're going to take a look at that. And then we already went over Aluber, but, people don't always watch every Market Watch. That's actually something that I do wonder. I wonder if I get people who watch a Market Watch once a week, so they just don't know what I'm usually covering. Oh, we got Tenki very low. Okay. All right. Sometimes I like to look at the front page, see what's up. So we got Nibiru, Primal Being, 51, going up to $70. That's a lot of money, but am I shocked? Nope, not at all. Aluber, we already went over this, but 43, 44. Albaz here, these were like 20, yeah, about 20, 25. Now they're 32, 35. Am I shocked? No. I'm not a fan of this artwork. Don't get me wrong. I think it has a lot going for it, but the OG Albaz looks so much better. The old Albaz looks like Devil May Cry. And while we're here with bad opinions, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Saki, can you stop being stupid for like 1 second? I actually want to see what the OG secrets are in the QCs. This just looks awesome. This is how you make a dope Yu-Gi-Oh card. $20 for your QC Albazes. I like this version infinitely more. Your OG secrets, which I used to have these in my collection. I still do, actually. $5. You know what? I would spend $5 for an OG secret just to look nice. Then your 10 keys are like $28, $30 QC. That's actually... Oh, there's one more buyout that I got to add here. Xeno CR. I actually saw this recently. So you have a light plate here for 15. You have near mids for 20, 25. Going up to $40 here. I actually have 2 copies of this card that I picked up. I was like, you know, it's a cheap CR that could go up in the future. I picked them up. I think they were like 10, 12 bucks. I don't even know. The guy came over to my house and he just had these. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to move them. I'm like, cool. He played dinos and he didn't like them for whatever reason. But yeah, 8 listings here. Really, 7 listings, $20. If you want to get your play set or your 20, 25, that's a lot more than, you know, it was when it was 10, 12. You're paying basically double, but it does go up to 40s, so do keep that in mind. And with that being said, guys, sorry if I was a little sniffly in this video. My allergies, unfortunately, love to come up when I'm recording, as well as I am very exhausted. Didn't get too much sleep last night. And even though I have, like, sometimes, like, let's say, you know, 9-hour days, I think is pretty average for, you know, the average person who works a job. Usually with my stuff, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff, so it's really like a 12-hour day. I still love to give you guys entertainment, and I do really appreciate the people who do choose to make it at the end of the video. I do appreciate the people that choose to watch me, even if you're skipping through right now. You know what? Hey, you're here, right? You probably, hopefully, hit the like button too. I do appreciate you guys. So with that being said, let me know what cards will go over the next Mark Watch. Join the giveaway. Remember, Zodiac Barrage, US only. Rules will be in the top of the pinned comment as well. US, have to be in the US. Hit the like button, be subscribed, and then leave a comment either telling me something. I think it was like whatever's on the ban list, whatever I said earlier, basically, and what card you like to see me go over next Market Watch. Or, you know, it was a thought of the ban list, whatever. Again, it'll be clear in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.